I'm 38 years old, and this is coming from life experience. Uh, I think that it is difficult to make friends in your 30s than it was in your 20s. So I made a list of 14 activities that I believe can help you make new friends in your 30s. So let's get into them. So the first activity that you can do is to start a YouTube channel. And I think going forward, you will find this very beneficial because like let's say you are in your own city, right? Like how many people can you physically meet, and then how many of them do you even start conversations with? It's quite rare. But on YouTube, like you have to make videos based on your interest, then people all over the world can find you who have the similar interest as you. So I think this is a great way to make friends, even though most of them will not be physical. But like eventually with friends, what do you really want? You want to have good conversations and conversations on the topics that you care about. And then with YouTube, you promote yourself to the whole world and people can find you. And like you don't even have to do anything. People will see your video, and if they connect with you on some level, they'll automatically write to you in the comment section. So personally for me, I think this is the best uh, way to make new friends. So the second activity that you can do is group fitness. So there are multiple types of fitness classes that you can join. Like the most common is gym, but you can also do like yoga classes, dance classes. Now, why this works is because you already know that everyone in that fitness class has the common goal of fitness. So your conversations revolve around fitness, which makes it easier to start conversations with other people. And also, after you've known people for a while, people usually ask you to come for tea, coffee, or a quick snack at a cafe. And so it becomes easier to talk to people, when you see them every day. So I think group fitness is a great way to meet new friends. So the next activity on the list is a remote workation. Now, I personally like this a lot. So what is this basically? So basically, you work from a touristy place, and you usually there are places now open all around the world where there is a hotel and it has private rooms, so you get your own private room, but it also has a dedicated working space for professionals. So you can either work from your own room or you can go to the dedicated space. Now the good thing about this is that first you get your own space, like you have your own room, so you're not staying in a group setting. Second, you have the option to work from the dedicated professional workspace, and there, you will meet people from all uh, business and professional sides, and you can, talk to people. It's easy to communicate because, most people are professionals. So that is one good thing. And the other good thing is that usually these places have community activities either in the evenings. So you can work in the afternoon and then evenings everyone is free. So they have community activities like bonfires and board games. And then on the weekends, they also have group activities where they take you to the city to see something or they take you on trekking. So it's a great way to mix with people, professional people, have your independent space as well because you have your room, and then do community activities together and you get to know people. So it's a great way to make friends. So I think if you've never done it, I highly recommend it. Even if you are like single, like you can go to these places and meet people over there. It's quite easy. Everyone is open because everyone is there for the same thing. Like they want to work and then they want to have a casual evening or a weekend. So the next is hobby clubs. Now, this is different from fitness clubs because fitness is like a regular exercise that you have to dedicate 3-4 times a week. But hobby clubs you can do either regularly or you can also do them on the weekends. So, hobby clubs such as running groups, cycling groups, chess clubs, book clubs, music classes, public speaking, religious clubs, and snooker and pool club. So, you know, so the common thing here is that you have a hobby which you personally like a lot, and then there are other people who have the same hobby as you. So conversations again get a bit easier because it doesn't depend, like you don't have to go impress people on your personality. Like because everybody is there has a common hobby in common, so you can just talk about the hobby. And it is mostly a casual setting, so I think it is a very good place to start casual conversations and make friends. So the next activity is trekking, and I personally like trekking a lot. And why I like it, because even though trekking sounds like and is intense exercise, because if you go up the mountains, obviously it's physically very intensive. But on the other hand, if you really think about it, it's a very casual activity, because everybody is there to, I guess, get away from something in their head and just walk up the mountain and just feel at peace. So overall, I think people are there just to relax their minds. So you, so everybody is quite open to small talk and just casual talking. And the other good thing about trekking is that you will get a chance to talk to everybody. Now, why is that? Because everybody treks at a different pace. Some people will be trekking faster in the beginning, but they'll get tired, so they'll come back. And then you are trekking at a different pace, so you keep crossing back and forth with everyone. So I think you get a chance to talk to everybody. Everybody is usually open to talk while you're trekking. And personally, I made a couple of good friends while I was trekking who I just met like 2, 3 days back in that remote workation thing. So I think that trekking is a great way if you are a little bit into fitness, and it's a great workout for your health as well. So I mean, I see all the benefits in it. So I think this is a great way to make friends. The next activity you can do is volunteering, and the first thing that comes to mind is obviously animal shelters. But then also you have teaching underprivileged kids, and there's also environmental cleanups. Now, why this works is because you strongly have a common purpose with other people. Like if you go to animal shelters, you know everybody loves animals over there. If you go to teaching underprivileged kids, you know that people are, for people want to do something for the poor and the backward community. And if you do environmental cleanups, you know that everybody has the same purpose of cleaning the environment around you. So everybody has a very dedicated and a very specific choice and a cause to be there, so as you. So again, you don't have to impress them with your personality, because you already have a common purpose. Conversations are easier to start, and you will find a lot of common topics to talk about. So the next activity is professional communities. So tech meetups, startup events, industry conferences. So basically, this is relating to the tech, IT, education industry mostly. But I guess you also have this in sales and marketings when people have conferences for every business, I guess. So this is a temporary way, like it's a one shot thing. It's not, because you don't go there often, and it's usually for a day or two. But it's a great way because now you have like again, these conferences are based on a topic, and so you know everybody knows the common topic. They're there for that topic. And also everybody here usually wants to promote their business or promote themselves professionally, because you will find that as a common theme as well. So you can easily start conversations on the professional side or the business side, and it is again easier because you yourself, being a professional of any one of these communities, you will have something to talk about. And you don't have to impress based on your personality. The first thing you can start a conversation is on the professional or the event itself. And people are very open to talk at these communities. I think everybody is looking around for people to talk to and discuss the same kind of ideas that they have. So I think this is a great way to make friends and also advance your professional career, and to come to know about new businesses, promote your businesses. So overall, I think it's a very good place to connect with new people. So the next activity is screenings, and this is mostly, I would say, sports screenings. I couldn't come up with the other screenings, but I think sports screenings are very common. And I know that you can watch sports at home, but then you can also like go to one of these screenings, and you will find people there who support a team or you who just support the sport. And again, you don't have to talk anything about personality and impress people with your personality, because everyone there is there for the love of the game. So it is easy to start conversations. Like if you have a sports screening, you can, if some player scores a goal and you like that player as well, you will see other people cheering around, and you can just, say hi, hello, and then tell them that you like the same player or you like the same team. And it's easier to start conversations because you already have a sport or a team in common. uh, so I think screenings are a great way to meet new people. And also usually these screenings are in a bar or a pub, so everybody is in good spirits. So I think people are open to having conversations in that state of mood as well. So I think if you usually watch sports at home, uh, I and if you don't have like friends, then I think screenings are a great way to go and make friends. The next activity you can do is board game meetups. Now, if you're not aware, board games are like Monopoly, which you played when you were young. But it's not only limited to Monopoly. I have been to these meetups, and there are like n number of games that you can play. Like there are a lot of games. There are some simple games, there are some strategy games, then there are some people games, like you know where people play in teams. And I found multiple benefits to board game meetups. The first is that everybody, without conversing with each other, like initially, but when you're playing a game together, you can show some sides of your nature without even talking to anybody. Like if you just sit at a table with new people, you just start playing a game, they'll see how you react to wins and losses, or if you are casual or if you are serious. And people like all aspects of human nature, right? So it is a great way to show yourself without talking. The second good thing about this is that usually games are very fun and spontaneous, and everybody also already knows that there'll be winnings and losing. So nobody's in that serious mode. They play the game well, but everybody's laughing and having fun. And after a while, even if you don't talk, people will automatically like pass comments and start talking to you. So it's very good because you are in a close vicinity, and the conversations just start automatically. So if you have never been to one of these, do check them out. Okay, so the next activity is city guided tours. Now, I personally did that in a couple of countries and I really loved them. So, what these are is like if you go to a new country, there you can find event companies which organize these, and they take you around the city. It's like a 3-4 hour walk around the city, and there's a tour guide. And so you walk around the city and you see the monuments and like the historical places in the city. And then you also stop at like pubs and bars along the way, like two, three of them. And then eventually you go at a dinner place or a lunch place. And I found this very, very fun and interesting. And even though like it's a short tour, but you have a high chance of making friends. Yeah, maybe even temporary, because everybody knows maybe you're from different countries or backgrounds and you're just visiting, but people are very casual and open to talking in this. And also this is because it's a historical kind of a tour, so people are quite intellectual and interested in the same history of the city. So you find something interesting to talk about. Plus you have a tour guide, so you don't have to talk that much. The tour guides are usually interesting, so they keep the vibe of the group, and so you will feel comfortable. So it's a very worth it kind of an activity. You have a good chance of making friends. Even not if you don't make, you will enjoy yourself. So it's worth taking the risk and taking a chance to go to one of these. The next is recreational sports. Now I've talked about fitness, which is like gym and like classes, group classes. And I've also talked about hobby classes, which is like dance, music, running clubs. But recreational sports, I wanted to keep this different, even though it contains sports such as football, badminton, cricket, rock climbing, frisbee, table tennis. Now, why I kept it different and why I think it's a great way to make new friends is because, again, everybody there has a common interest. You join one of these sports, everybody is playing that, they already had interest in it, so they joined. So it's easier to start a conversation. The next good thing is that you get to be part of a team automatically. Sometimes you play in teams like badminton, two people on each side. Football is a game of like six or seven or 11 people. So usually when you're part of the team, automatically people include you as your own. So conversations get a little bit easier in that. And another good thing is that this is like on the intense side because sports are intense. And so there's always winning and losing involved. So winning and losing always helps build bonds by only your style of play, and you don't even have to talk, you're just playing, people are noticing. And again, people like all kinds of human characteristics. So, without even talking much, you can build bonds with people, and after the game, you can have casual conversations. People usually invite you to come along to some activity they're doing just as a group. So, I think this is a great way to make new friends. So the next activity that you can do is working from co-working spaces. Now, if you're somebody who works from home, yeah, I think it is a great idea to get a pass for a co-working space in your city, and then you can go to that once or twice a week, or maybe as often as you like. And because it's a co-working space, everybody there is a professional. So and there are common activities like foosball and table tennis that you have, where you can just when you're bored of working, you can go play and people will play and start casual conversations with you. Otherwise, even in your lunch breaks, you can go sit at the common table, and you find people who are open to talk casually, because everybody needs a break from work. So people are open to casual conversations. And also, like, people from all backgrounds are there. Some are business people, some have their own startups, some are professionals. So you know if you just the first thing is just to start a conversation, and I think people are very enthusiastic if they want to pitch you a product. Like, they can pitch you their business, what they are doing, their startup, and you can pitch like what you do, and maybe you'll find a common ground. So I think the conversations are more professional and intellectual, and I think it's a great way to start conversations and hopefully make some friends as well. So the next activity that you can do is community or society coaching. Now, usually this is like about helping kids with like football, cricket, chess, yoga, like giving coaching to kids. Why this is beneficial for adults is because you get to meet the parents of those kids, which will be approximately your age, or everybody over the age of 35 probably. So I mean, it is a great way to meet adults in your own society, uh, when you can coach their kids. And so you get to teach the kids and you get to meet people, of your age. So I think this is a great way to make friends as well. The last one is bars and pubs. Now, I think this usually helps when you are young. Um, but like every once in a while, people who drink, they want to go and have a drink with a friend. So I think this is a 50-50 for me personally. That's why I kept it in the end. Um, so what works is that in bars and pubs, people are usually in a good mood. So if you can have casual conversations with people. The only thing that doesn't work is that people are usually in groups. So if they're already with a group, it's difficult to start conversations with people. And when you see, I mean, if you're an extrovert, then I guess it's easier for you. But for introverts, it's a bit difficult. So if you want to try this out, I think there are a couple of ways you can go about it. Now, this is also a 50-50 chance, like the city guided tour. So what you can do is, I would suggest not to go sit at a table. I would suggest go sit at the counter, at the bar counter. And because there you will see a lot of people come and go, and you can, it's easier to talk there than to sit at a table and talk. And the other thing I want to say is, try this out. If it is not working, don't stay for too long. Like before you go, just have a dedicated plan to have a beer or whatever you drink, and like for half an hour. And if it works out, if you can start casual conversations, if you find good people to talk to, if your friends, stay there all night. But if you can't find them, then one beer and move out, go to some other place or go home. Don't get disheartened from it. Because if you stay there too long alone, you will get disheartened and you will not do it again. I think that's a wrong way to look at it. Bars and pubs are a great place. So I think if it's not working out, just have your drink and go back home quickly. Like, don't spend too much time, because then you'll do it next time in some other place. Maybe you'll strike off with a conversation there and you might make some friends there. So, so this is my list. And so I think from life experience, I have seen some of these to work out for me. And so I think if you're in the same situation where it's a bit difficult to make friends, I think you can try some of these out. Hopefully, this some of this will help you as well in making new friends.